It remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. A hijacker who vanished into thin air, never to be found. On November 24, 1971, a man calling himself Dan Cooper walked into Portland International Airport in Oregon and purchased a one-way ticket to Seattle, Washington. He looked like an ordinary businessman around 40 years old, wearing a dark suit, a white shirt, and a black tie, quiet, composed, and unassuming. But this man was about to carry out one of the most daring crimes the United States had ever seen. Once on board Northwest Orient Flight 305, he ordered a drink. Nothing unusual, but shortly after takeoff, at around 3 p.m., he handed a flight attendant a note. The words inside sent chills down her spine. "I have a bomb. Sit down beside me." When she complied, Cooper opened his briefcase just enough to reveal wires and red sticks inside. Whether it was truly a bomb, no one ever knew. What followed would make him a legend. Cooper calmly dictated his demands: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a refueled jet, ready to fly him wherever he wanted. He was very specific about the money, only in $20 bills, and not all from the same series, making them harder to trace. Authorities had no choice. To save the 36 passengers on board, they complied. When the plane landed in Seattle, the ransom and parachutes were delivered. Cooper kept the flight crew but released the passengers. Then, under his orders, the jet took off again, this time heading south. At 10,000 feet and at a steady speed of 150 knots, the cockpit warning light suddenly flashed. The rear stairs had been lowered. The pilot asked Cooper if he needed anything. His last known words were short and sharp. No. Moments later, he was gone. Somewhere over the rugged forests of the Pacific Northwest, Dan Cooper jumped from the aircraft, vanishing into the stormy night, taking the ransom with him. When the plane landed safely, all that remained on board was his tie and 1 parachute. The FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in U.S. history. Thousands were questioned, search parties combed the wilderness, and countless suspects were investigated. But there was no trace of Cooper. It was as if the earth had swallowed him whole. Years passed. In 1980, a young boy discovered $5,800 in decayed $20 bills by a riverbank. Serial numbers confirmed they were part of Cooper's ransom. Did this mean he died during the jump? Or had he escaped, with most of the money still hidden somewhere? The theories multiplied. Some said he crashed and never survived. Others insisted he landed safely and lived out his days in secret, laughing at the FBI. Over time, dozens of suspects were named, each with their own story. Even family members came forward, claiming Cooper was their uncle or father. But none of these claims could ever be proven. In 2016, after 45 years of investigation, the FBI finally admitted defeat. The case was closed unsolved. In 2016, after 45 years of investigation, the FBI finally admitted defeat. The case was closed unsolved. And so, D.B. Cooper remains the only hijacker in U.S. history who got away with the crime. Today, his legend lives on. Every November 24th, fans and thrill seekers gather in Washington state, dressed in suits and sunglasses, raising a toast to the mysterious outlaw who pulled off the impossible. Was he a genius who outwitted the system? Or a desperate man who didn't survive his leap into the night? No one knows. And perhaps that's exactly how D.B. Cooper wanted it.